And welcome back. This is your man Warrior, and this is Elite Combat 1 marquee event we've got today. Basically to give us 2 days to do this event, so you can only unlock this guy now, or you're going to have to spend some money, and he's going to not be free to play for the next 3 months. So if you want to, get him and use him and start to gear him up, you're going to have to do this event in these 2 days. So going into it, the first 3 just showcased his 3 abilities. It was tier 20, 40, and 60. All 3 of them were actually very easy. I took in literally my lowest characters to beat him. The tier 4 is always the hardest, and it's an 80 plus, so they're asking that you use some really top tier characters to beat it, and it's telling you to use all of his abilities to defeat the rebels. So we're going to do this and talk about the pack and look at the character and see what this guy is all about. So just for the fun of it, we're going to use Rogue One Rebels. I know a lot of people are wanting to know if I'm still using the Rogue One Rebels or not. We'll use Han Solo. I just did a video too on Bodhi Rook, so if you're interested in knowing more about Bodhi Rook, make sure you watch that video when it comes out. My first impressions on these 2 new characters, these 2 new Empire characters coming out, Gar Saxon and this Commando, are good. They're good initial first impressions. The offense down is okay. Not super impressed with that, but it's really his special ability. We're going to keep giving the extra turns to the Commando. So he's going to take away the buff and add buff immunity over their head. So that's a really cool feature. We're just going to keep working through these. Obviously, with this team, it's going to be an easy win. The idea, though, is just to kind of showcase the Trooper, which I'm sure you will all play and see. Evasion down. Offense down. Speed down. Wow, this guy's kind of tanky. He took quite a bit of damage. And this is why the buff immunity with the Commando is so cool, is because you don't want them to have the buffs over their head. So you're definitely going to want to remove those and apply buff immunity, just like that. We'll call him to assist. We'll call him to assist. Basic. Should have applied offense down, but it's a 70% chance, so it's not going to happen every time. Yeah, they really made these last 2 guys pretty tanky. I mean, they're taking a lot of damage. Now that he has buff immunity over his head, I think it'll be pretty quick. Still pretty tanky characters for sure. While that last exposed did 42,000, which was 20% of health. So his health pool was about 250,000. 250,000, that is impressive. And wow, they give you 65 shards of the Imperial Super Commando. That's pretty generous for the initial push of getting the character unlocked. So now that we've completed this, let's go ahead and check out this character. right, so Imperial Super Commando, Empire and Attacker, and we can promote. I know a lot of people want to make sure we get their promotion, 3-star. And so a couple of things. First off, he's going to live at 3 stars for the next 3 months, and you get to choose whether you want to gear him or not. That'll be on you as to whether you want to do that or not. It's same thing with leveling him and his abilities and all of that. I want to showcase his pack real quick. These packs are always available when a character first comes out. It's called an Elite Combat Bundle, and essentially what it's designed to do is to take them to 4-star gear 4, attacks and abilities level 4, everything 4 or 4D kind of thing. So it comes with everything you need to get him to gear 4, comes with the ability mats to get him to attacks and abilities to level 4, some credits, and enough to get him to star 4. It won't get you any further than that, so it's just basically a jump start. If you're a dolphin or if you're a whale, meaning you spend money in the game consistently, either monthly or whatnot, this would be a decent investment if you like this character. If you don't spend money, obviously, you're not going to buy this. It's not going to be able to help you a whole lot. It's just giving you an extra little push, which for anybody who wants that can get that. As far as the value of the pack, that pack isn't a bad value. It's just a pointless pack if you don't spend money in the game, as a 3-star versus a 4-star are going to be the same essentially. There's going to be very little difference in a 3-star or 4-star Imperial Super Commando. And to get to gear 4 and abilities, attacks and abilities level 4 is super easy for any character. So let's go ahead and go really quick through his abilities and we'll check this out. So Seize the Advantage is his basic, and it is going to deal physical damage to a target enemy with a 70% chance to inflict the offense down for 2 turns, which we've seen, and attack again if the target had less than 50% turn meter, which we did see as well. Interesting kind of little concept that they're really starting to integrate into some of these new characters, which is having characters trigger when certain turn meter spots are. They did this with the Phoenix Rebels as well, and the only thing I don't like about it is twofold. One, it's starting to convolute the abilities, making it a little bit harder to know who does what and when, and you're having to pay much more attention in a combat as to who's got turn meter and how much do they have, and are they under 30, over 70, over 50, under 50. I mean, that it's creating a whole nother level of awareness you have to have, which just complicates something that is already, I mean, when they have tons of abilities, it really makes it difficult. So I kind of don't like that, although it is a cool concept. So I want to give them props for that. Cool concept for sure. But it definitely means you're going to have to pay a lot more attention to what you're doing, who you're targeting, all that. The other thing is it means that the AI, the artificial intelligence that plays your characters, is going to need to be programmed to do this, or it's going to be unbeneficial for you. And I don't know how much damage this does, but at the character that he gave us, 7,000 or so was about what the basic was showing. Now let's move on to Superior Tactics. Superior Tactics says it will deal physical damage to a target enemy and dispel all buffs on them and inflict buff immunity for 2 turns. Now, this is an excellent ability. It's very similar to the B2's ability where it removes buffs and puts buff immunity for a couple of turns over their head. The difference is this is going to target a single target, and so you can be very specific, go after a tank or go after someone that you don't want them to have buffs. Such as, Churrit or something like that. Whereas B2 is going to have a chance, a random chance. It'll take away all the buffs, and then there's like a 65% chance of putting this buff immunity up. This is going to be much more consistent and precise. So for anyone running Empire who don't really want to throw on a B2 because they want more synergy with the Empire, this is an excellent character for your Empire team to have that buff immunity. And buff immunity is critical against any meta that you're going to face, past, current, or future. And his unique, called Upper Hand, says that the Imperial Super Commando has a 65% counter chance and gains 15% offense for each enemy with no buffs. Now, his design is to take away buffs, and when they don't have buffs, he gets plus 15% offense. So just off the top of my head, I'm thinking about the Sith, because the Sith do apply some buffs over their head, like stealth and or advantage, things like that when they come out of stealth, but they're not known for buffing up quite as much as the rebels. And so this is definitely going to be the potential is there for him to gain a lot of offense, which could make his basic, which is kind of unimpressive, very impressive based off of, you know, what the opponent's team looks like. And then if you take it a step further, make an Empire team, putting the Imperial Super Commando in and put B2 in, between B2 and the Imperial Super Commando, the opposing team will pretty much never have buffs up, and so that would assure that you would get about a 75% boost to his offense, which would make him a heavy hitter and a dispeller, debuffer, you know, with buff immunity. So pretty interesting, very unique character, and you know, it remains to be seen. We'll have to play and see what they think, but I think he's a pretty cool character. I'm excited to have him, and he's just one more addition to the Empire team. So what are your thoughts on the Imperial Super Commando? What kind of combinations do you think we'll be able to use with him with the Empire? Leave your comments down below. As always, keep your gaming on. Warrior out.